Subscribe to Subscribe to
Welcome back to Find XYZ. If you are new to this channel, kindly subscribe, leave a comment, and like this video. In our last episode, we discussed that a line is just a pattern of points where the line is represented using a rule that is called an equation of that line. Today, we are going to build that equation from the scratch. To build any straight line in this universe, you need two things, just two. A point and a gradient or slope. Once you have these two ingredients, then you are good to go to construct your equation of that line. But what is a point? A point is a specific place where the line lives. Think of it like a location. What about a gradient? Well, it's just the direction and steepness. It answers the question, where are you going? So I would think of it like an address. So for example, if a friend tells you where he stays, let's say the person tells you I stay at Bantama, or I stay at Accra, or I stay in Kumasi. That is the point. That is the location. But you need the address, the direction. These are the two ingredients to build an equation of the line. A point and a gradient. So whenever you are given these two ingredients, it means that you can find the equation of that line. Once you have these ingredients, how do you then construct the equation of the line? Whenever you are given a point and a gradient, there are two ways in which you can find your equation of that line. The first way is by using the slope-intercept form, which is y is equal to mx plus c, which we discussed in our previous video. And the second method is called the point-slope form. Let me use the gradient to explain the point-slope form. Remember in our previous video, we said gradient is y1 minus y2 all over x1 minus x2, or y2 minus y1 all over x2 minus x1. You can use any of these to find the gradient whenever you are given 2 points. However, in the point slope form, remember you have been given just a point, right? So we can say m is equal to y minus y1 all over x minus x1, where x1 and y1 represents the point and the m represents the gradient. So by rearranging this, we will get y minus y1 is equal to m multiplying x minus x1. And this is what we call the point slope form. So we are going to use these two things. We are going to use this form, the slope-intercept form, and then the point slope form. Let's go ahead to try some examples using these two methods. I have to find the equation of a line with a gradient of 3 and a point 2,5. So method 1, which is the slope-intercept form, our gradient is given at 3 and the point 2,5. We will label the point just x and y. Take note of that. So what we are going to do is we are going to just substitute it in the slope-intercept form. So we know y. What is the value of y? Y is 5. What is the value of m, which is the gradient, is 3, multiplying x. And what is the value of x? 2 plus c. So we have, by simplifying, we have 5 is equal to 6 plus c. Then we subtract 6 from both sides. We have negative 1 is equal to c. So we can say c is equal to negative 1. Once we know the value of c, take note. What we are going to do is we are going to substitute only c and m in the slope-intercept form. So we say y is equal to, what is m? M is 3. And what is c? Minus 1. So this represents the equation of the line. This is by using the slope-intercept form. Let's try the second method. In the second method, which is the point-slope form, which is y minus y1 is equal to m x minus x1. This is just a rearrangement of the gradient formula, but this time you are using just 1 point, which is x1 and y1. So given the point 2,5 and our gradient to be 3, we'll label our point as x1, y1. This time we are only going to substitute x1, y1 and then m. Is that okay? So let's substitute. So we have y minus, what is y1? 5. What is m? M is 3 and then x minus x1, which is 2. Let's simplify by expanding. So y minus 5 is equal to, let's expand. So we have 3x minus 6. So we can add 5 to both sides of the equation. So we have y, 5 minus 5 will give us 0. So we have 3x negative 6 plus 5, that will give us minus 1, which is the equation of the line. You realize that they are all giving us the same answer. Okay, so you have the freedom to choose whichever method works for you. You can also write your final equation either in the slope-intercept form or the general form. So the general form is in ax plus by plus c is equal to 0. So we can reorder this in the general form as we said in our previous video. In the given question, we have been tasked to find the equation of the line with the gradient of 1 over 2 and an S-intercept of 6. This time we have a new problem. So what is the meaning of S-intercept? S-intercept is when the line touches the x-axis. If I have my coordinate plane and I draw a line, you realize that the line will touch the x-axis. So this is the x-axis and the line will touch the y-axis. Okay, so wherever it touches the x-axis is called the S-intercept. Now watch something. On the x-intercept, what is 0? You realize that this is the origin. So at the x-intercept, y is equal to 0. And at the y-intercept, this is y-intercept. So on this axis, x is equal to 0. So x-intercept, y is 0. Y-intercept, x is 0. So this is y-intercept. So you have been given s-intercept. Let's try the two methods. So method 1, which is y is equal to mx plus c. What is the gradient? The gradient is 1 over 2. What is the point? This time we're giving x to be 6. But because we are dealing with intercept, y will be what? 0. So x-intercept, you write the x first, but the y will be 0. So we have x, comma y. So what we'll do is, we just have to substitute in our values to find c. So what is y? Y is 0. We'll substitute. What is the gradient? Which is 1 over 2. Multiplying x. What is the value of x? 6 plus c. So let's simplify. How many 2 are in 6? That is 3. So we have 0 is equal to 3 plus c. We'll subtract 3 from both sides of the equation. So we have c to be equal to negative 3. So once we have c and m, we'll just substitute it in the slope-intercept form. So we have y is equal to, what is m? 1 over 2x minus 3. That is the equation of the line. Let's try the second method, which is the point slope form. So we have y minus y1 is equal to m x minus x1. Similarly, we need a point which is 6, 0. 0 because x-intercept y is 0, so the y coordinate to be 0, and then our gradient is 1 over 2. So we just substitute. This is x1, y1. So we have y minus, what is y1? 0 is equal to m into bracket x minus x1, which is 6. So we have y minus 0, which will give us y. What is the gradient? The gradient is 1 over 2 multiplying x minus 6. So we can expand and say y is equal to 1 over 2x half times negative 6 will give us negative 3. So this is the equation of the line. We can also express it in the general form by multiplying both sides by the denominator, which is 2. So we can have 2y is equal to x minus 2 times 3. That will give us 6. Then we'll have x minus 2y minus 6 is equal to 0. Okay. This is another form of writing the equation of a line, which we discussed in our previous video, which is called the general form. Let's try the last example. In our previous question, we were given a gradient and an s-intercept. This time, we have been given a gradient and a y-intercept. What did I tell you? S-intercept, y is 0. So y-intercept, what will be 0? X, right? So let's find the equation using the two methods. So method 1, which is the slope-intercept form. We need a point, which is x is 0 because it's y-intercept. Comma, what is y? Y is 5. Then our gradient is negative 1. So let's substitute. So this is x, this is y. What is y? Y is 5 is equal to m, which is negative 1 multiplying x, which is 0, plus c. So we can confidently say that c is equal to 5. Then once we know c and then m, we substitute it in the slope-intercept form. So we have y is equal to negative x because 1 times x is x. So negative x plus 5. This is the equation. Let's try the second method, which is the point slope form, which is y minus y1 is equal to mx minus x1. What is the point? The point is 0, 5. 0 because y-intercept x is 0. I've already explained that. Then our gradient is negative 1. So we substitute x1, y1. So we have y minus 5 is equal to what is m? Negative 1x minus 0. So let's expand. So we have y minus 5 is equal to negative x. Anything times 0 is 0. So let's send the 5 to the other side by adding. Let's send 5 to the other side by adding 5 to both sides of the equation. So we have y is equal to negative x plus 5. That is our equation. You realize that they are all given us the same answer. So you have the freedom to choose whichever method works for you. Don't use the two methods, please. Use one of them. Pick one and master it. Is that okay? Thank you for joining me in today's section. In our next video, we'll see what happens when we don't give you the gradient at all, but we give you 2 points. That is where the real fun begins. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a comment, and like this video. Share this video to at least 5 of your friends. And I'm out.